Welcome back to Master Your Ash. I'm your host, Michael Prisdale, and today I will be smoking the Crowned Heads 2022 La Carême Limited Edition. And this is an absolutely gorgeous, dark, oily wrapper. 5.5 by 52 ring gauge bellicoso / torpedo style cigar. Comes to us featuring U.S. Connecticut broadleaf wrapper over Ecuadorian Sumatran binder with fillers from Nicaragua. It is in homage to the 19th century French pastry chef, so famous for the chocolate souffle and desserts that we all know and love. In the first third, we are looking at a beautifully tight, even burn line, as perfect as you can possibly get it. Every bit chocolate souffle. It has underlying tones of vanilla, slight bit of toffee, some raisin to it, chocolate on top of chocolate. It's actually, I would say, chocolate souffle meets chocolate lava cake. They're one and the same in a lot of ways, but that extra kind of molten lava that's inside of your lava cake of chocolate is just absolutely wonderful. The retrohale has limited to very little spice to it, just enough black pepper to let you know that it's there. Second third of our La Carême, and I mean, like, look at this here. We're at the second band, and we are still holding on. Good old solid 1.5 inches on the ash. Carefully take off this foot band here. Well, not foot band, but secondary band. Give us a little bit more room because we are smoking it right on through and having a wonderful experience with La Carême. So flavors off of the second third. Once again, chocolate souffle. There's been an uptick in the earthy tones, a little bit more nutty components that have kind of crept in. Black pepper has picked up, leather, barnyard, all of those have kind of picked up and have complemented the chocolate, the rich chocolate that was on the first third so abundantly. Created more balance to the smoke, which, as much as I love the chocolate souffle, the chocolate brownies, the chocolate lava cakes, it is needed for balance, right? I mean, it can't just be all straight dessert cigar. I think that as far as pairings go, EKB kind of talked about chai spice, and I mean, I've done a lot of chai spice cocktails back in the day. I think that chai spice is fantastic. I think that it would work tremendously well with this. Any of your milk teas out there, bobas, stuff like that, chai teas, fantastic. Another one that I would kind of throw in there, and this is an old school kind of recipe that I recorded the Fireball whiskey video, and I meant that to be like just a kind of mostly a gag. I also wanted to review those cigars just because of the fact that they were sent to me by Sazerac. And I greatly appreciate all of my local Sazerac people for sending those over to me and for enjoying the fact that I appreciate my hobby so much that I post these videos and I do pairings. And we'll do the Buffalo Trace cigars with some Buffalo Trace, maybe the Eagle Rare cigars or the other ones with some Eagle Rare. We'll see what I can get my hands on. But I'd love to explore the entire Sazerac line, being that I did the Pappy video with the Pappy sticks, right? So, although those are not the same quality as the Pappy Van Winkle cigars that are produced by Drew Estate, I did the Fireball Whiskey pairing, and I think that Fireball Whiskey could be a really good pairing for some of you out there. There's a cocktail that I made with some mulled apple cider, fresh lemon juice, and a little bit of brown sugar syrup with Fireball Whiskey back in the day. And I think that could be a really solid cocktail. I'm not saying that you need to use Fireball Whiskey. You can use rum, you can use any whiskey that you want. But if you grab some nice apple cider, fresh mulled with the actual spices and everything still in there, I think that would go great with this cigar. Fresh mulled apple cider. You don't even need to add alcohol to it if you just want to have the apple cider by itself. I think that the creaminess from the cider, the spice, the apple flavor, I think that would go really deliciously well with this cigar. And that would be one of my top pairings, kind of underlying that wouldn't normally think of off the top of my head. But fresh mulled apple cider, you can get it at any of your local grocery stores for the most part, and try that out with your cigar. I think that you'll really appreciate the sweetness, the tartness, like just the spice overall to cut through some of these very confectionery sweet cigars. Wrapping up the final third on our La Carême by Crowned Heads. $11 to $12 MSRP, box of 12 runs you about $144. This is definitely a box-worthy stick. I mean, these are without a doubt, one of the best cigars that I have smoked calendar year 2022, and they are going to be a hard one to beat in that under 54 ring gauge when we compile the final list here for the end of 2022. So look out for that in December for sure. We're going to be smoking more crowned heads for the month of November, the month of December, as we dwindle down this list, because crowned heads, they just don't miss. You know, you have somebody else to add to EKB and the and Cigar Hound Dog's reviews here on the La Carême. It's one of those just fantastic cigars. And you know, we've been very fortunate with the releases from crowned heads. The releases from a lot of other brands this year have all been stellar for the most part, but on the limited editions, man, crowned heads is very tough to compete with. And at the price point, I mean, these make it very accessible for most to get a box. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, continuing to grow the community here at Master Your Ash, and I look forward to catching you again for another Crowned Heads cigar review.